I'm Beth, and this is Summer, and we are Chic Crochet. In case this is your first time here or you missed my update on the Seaside Stash Busting Blanket by Coastal Crochet, I did finish it, and here she is. So I'll drop in some video of a short that I did where I revealed the whole blanket on the beach. I love all the different stitches and the colors. It truly was a stash busting blanket. So when it was time to change rows, I tried really hard not to think too hard about it and just grab what the next color was. If I had, if I had two very similar colors together, I would try not to do that. But I really tried to be as random as I could. I have trouble with that. It's hard for my brain to think that way. But I did a pretty good job of keeping it random. And these shell stitches I really enjoy. I love the bobble. She had popcorn and puff stitches in here. There's a granny stitch. There's a basket weave stitch. Can you see this one? I kind of did not like the green and yellow together, although I left it. It reminded me of peas and corn. And that it didn't feel very beachy to me. My sister said, don't think of it as peas and corn. Think of it as the green is the mountains and the sun, or the yellow is the sun setting or rising over the mountains. So that helped. And then again, here's the granny stitch. Here's just an open stitch. She didn't really have a name for this stitch. I don't know what it's called. She didn't know what it's called either. I'm not sure if she made it up or if it was one that if it's an actual stitch, but it's a very pretty stitch that's been used 2 or 3 times throughout the blanket. But my favorite are the ocean waves. So those are pretty easy to pick out. Here are the ocean waves, and that repeated 3 or 4 times. Let's see, that was the first set. Here's some more shells. Here is another, here's the ocean waves again. Those are my favorite. There's the the basket weave again. And another set of ocean waves. More shells, more popcorns or bobble stitches, and another set of ocean waves. So 4 sets of ocean waves, but I did use acrylic. Most of what is in here is probably, I love this yarn acrylic from Hobby Lobby, so it's quite soft. I did end up using some Red Heart Super Saver that ended up in my stash pile, but after I washed it and I soaked it in fabric softener, it just all blended in together very nicely. And this is a blanket that I would definitely sleep under. In fact, I did. I've used it almost immediately after I got it finished. I got sick, very sick with, I'll spare you, but I was sick for a couple of days. And I had the chills, so I cuddled up in this blanket and it was really nice. And the designer used kind of a furry or fuzzy trim on hers. And I wasn't sure I would like that, but my edges, since all of these stitches are so different, the edges were very uneven and just kind of wonky. It needed something like this to really even it out and cover it up. So that just made all the difference by putting that border on it. And if you're cuddling with it or sleeping with it or getting warm on the sofa, that fur feels very good on the skin. I'll go find what that is because I tried to put all my things out here to show you within reach, but I failed to bring that. So I'll go find it and be right back. Here we go. It's Yarn Bee For The Moment in cream. And I bought 3 skeins because I didn't know how much I would need. And I certainly didn't want to run out. So I bought 3 and I ended up only needing 1. And so I used almost a whole one. This is all that is left of that one. And my blanket was getting very big, so full disclosure, I did not finish, I think the last maybe 10 to 12 rows. It was getting really long and I wanted it to kind of fit my body, so I didn't finish the last few rows. And that may have made a difference in how much of this I used, but probably not. I still think if I finished the entire blanket that this would have been enough. The designer in the pattern, she goes around the blanket's edge twice, but this is a lot thicker than what I think she was using, and once was definitely plenty to give me this look. So I did not need to go around it twice. It gave me a very nice thick border, and 2 times would have been too much. So that is what I did. And since doing this blanket, I guess it keeps popping up in my algorithm, so now I'm seeing it everywhere. But before I did it, I had only seen it once, and I think that was on Elise Rose Crochet. I think she had featured the pattern one time, although I don't think she has made it. So Elise, if you have not made this blanket, I would love for you to make it and see what you do with it, because I know it was on your wish list of things to do, so that would be really cool to see what Elise does with that blanket. But I've seen it in so many colorways and so many different takes on this blanket, but I love mine. I'm really happy with it. I don't know that I would have done it any different if I could do it over again. I might try it again in cotton sometime, but it might be a while because I have so many things that I want to make. Do you know what that's like? I have this long list of all these things I want to make, and it's just, you know, so much yarn, so many ideas, so little time, so I can only do so much. I'll have to do a lot of things before I start repeating the same blankets. If you saw my little bunny that I made during Easter, and I made all the bunnies, so this is one of them. Then I also bought the pattern where it has the little overalls, and those are the little overalls that go with it. And what I did was I had a baby shower to go to, and I took the hexagon cardigan and made a baby hexagon cardigan. Here, this is not the one. I'll pop in some video or picture. This is the second one I have made because I have another baby to make a gift for. But what I did was, both of these babies are boys that I'm making the gift for. So I took this bunny pattern and made the bunny, but I made it with sleepy eyes, and I put the overalls on it since it was a little boy. And the previous one that I made and I get gifted, which I'll pop in the video right here, is green. So I made a matching sweater for the baby with the green overalls and the green sweater. So that is what I plan on doing for this baby as well as making the same bunny. I'm going to put on little yellow overalls for him, and he's going to get this little sweater, and it's very cute. It's so tiny, and I just love the Hexi Cardi pattern because you just make it until it fits and then you quit. So obviously this was a very quick make, and I can't wait to see her face when I give it to the mom. For the green one, when I gifted it, the little mother was so excited and so happy. Is there any better feeling than giving someone a handmade crochet gift and they just love it? That is just the best sensation. I can't. Next, when you were hanging out with me at the beach, I showed you my Red Heart retro granny stripe yarn, and I didn't know what to make with it, and I made some phone bags, and those were a big hit. So I've already made and gifted maybe 5 of these. They're very easy. I have a whole tutorial if you want to know how to make it. It's already up and running. But this just reminded me of the 80s and all the colors I loved in the 80s. This one doesn't have its button, but there is the buttonhole, and when I finish it, it's gonna have a button on this side. But those are just very handy, cute as they can be. So I would highly recommend you make some of those if you need a quick gift or just need something for yourself, because I have a couple of other solid colors that I have made for myself. But I went ahead and kept one for myself anyway, and I find myself wearing it all the time. It's super comfortable, great size, and it's just happy. Just makes me happy to see these colors. And in doing that, it gave me the idea. One of my daughters is going to a concert, and if you don't know who Miku Haka something, I'm not sure what the name is, it's Japanese, I don't know. But if you are familiar with Vocaloid and the whole, I'll pop her in because I can't even explain it. But anyway, she is going to one of those concerts, and I had the idea to make her a Miku phone bag to take to the concert. She doesn't know about it yet. I'm going to mail it to her because she doesn't live in the state. So I hope she loves it. She is an adult, a grown adult with a job and a career, but she still loves these concerts. So I'm hoping she really likes this. Miku is known for having these plastic, like they're square plastic hair barrettes, and these aren't square, but my daughter will know exactly what this is supposed to be. And I could not decide whether I should just leave it plain like this and not put the face on it, but I ended up putting some eyes on it, tried to make it look like Miku's. These are not for eyebrows. On the Miku figure, she has a lot of black makeup over the top of her eyes, and then she has little thin blue eyebrows, so she doesn't have 4 eyebrows. And that is my Miku bag. Hope she likes it. What do you think? Do you know who Miku is? I would love to know. Has anyone else heard of Miku? Apparently she's really, really famous. I know who she is because my daughter has been following her since my daughter was a little girl. So I've had years of Miku and I still don't know how to explain her. She's an enigma. Next, I kind of updated the bunny chair band that I made. And so what I ended up doing, this is like the final product. I felt like for my house, I needed the beige one that I would be happier with that. So I made 2 of them. And instead of closing the top, I think I showed this in the video, that instead of leaving this open and slipping it all the way down on the chair, that they held up better if I closed the top. I'll insert some video here of the ones that I have on my chairs. And if you love bunnies like I do, this doesn't necessarily have to be an Easter thing. I will probably leave mine up all spring and not take them down until we get into the 4th of July season, probably before I take them down, because I just love bunnies. I decorate with them a lot, and this is kind of a neutral piece. And if you have any questions about this, let me know. I didn't do a full tutorial, but it's pretty easy to figure out. I did do a tutorial on the ears, and I explained how I made the band and how I closed it and how I made the tail. If you can't find it, drop a comment and I'll try to get you pointed in the right direction. I have kind of a sad tale about my daughter, my youngest daughter. She had a car that we gave her for her 16th birthday. It was a very older, much older used car, but it was a good car. So she's driven it for 7 years, and she had an accident, and it was minor, but her car was so old and they couldn't find the parts. They totaled her car. So that meant that she had to get a new car. And she and I went car shopping last week. This was going to be the first car that she's ever had to make a payment on. So she was very selective, made a good decision. She bought a nice, solid used car, and she has had it less than a week. And yesterday she and I went to play pickleball, and then we went our separate ways. I had met her at the pickleball court, and she went to the grocery store, and then she texts me a picture, and someone had hit her new car while she was in the store. And it wasn't a little scratch. It was like no mistaking it. Someone has hit her car. It damaged the whole front bumper, may have even dented or warped the hood and scraped it all the way down the side. But anyway, so before that, what I was doing was she wanted a steering wheel cover for her new car. We're going to get her new car fixed. It's going to be okay. But that just really stunk. And it is a Subaru, and those are more like utilitarian sports vehicles, which is really common in our area where we need 4-wheel drive vehicles and vehicles that will go up mountains and rough roads, because we live in an area like that. So anyway, the car is a good car for her, but she wanted a steering wheel cover. And I've seen a lot of granny square ones. I went through several kinds of granny squares and colors, trying to help her pick out which one she wanted. So she finally decided. So this is what we came up with. This is a, it's not the retro daisy, but it was titled as a retro flower or something on the video where I found it. So it's just a granny square. So she liked this dark green as her favorite color, and she didn't want it to look like Christmas because her car is actually red. So she's like, my favorite color is green, but I don't want to do all green because my car's red and it's gonna look like Christmas. So I added this blue border, and what we're going to do is it's just going to be a row of granny squares until it's long enough, and then we're gonna make it in a circle, fasten it together, and hopefully it will stretch around the steering wheel, but I may have to go in and tack it, just do a few stitches here and there around the steering wheel, because I don't want it sliding as she's trying to drive and it causes her to have an accident again, or something like that. So I'm just trying to figure out that, see what the best way to do is. And hopefully when I get it finished, I will remember to take some video and show you what that's going to be like. But I really do like these colors together. And I like this design. I had not used this design before. It was new to me with the 4 petals, but I'm kind of digging it. I like that. Lastly, what I have to show you is this sweater that, well, maybe not a sweater, it's a top, like an open mesh top, but with long sleeves that I keep seeing on social media. I've probably seen it for several months before I finally was like, I need to find that pattern before I lose it. And I did. I found it on Etsy, and I think it's going to be very simple to make. I've already started it. I'm hopping on here without my mic, so hopefully you can hear me. This designer is from Italy. She goes by CLA Crochet Studio. I hope this top looks as good on me as it does on her. I highly doubt it. She is insanely gorgeous, but now you can see why I love this top so much. I did have a little trouble deciding on my yarn and finding the yarn, but what I ended up getting was this little DK cotton, and it's called, I don't even know what it's called. It's kind of generic. It doesn't even really have a name. It says handmade DIY eco-friendly cotton. And then here it says just pure cotton yarn. I ordered it from Amazon. I was just kind of desperate because I could not find the size that I wanted at Michael's or at Hobby Lobby. And I was just in one of those moods, like, I want to make this now. I don't want to wait on ordering this or searching all of the hand-dyed yarns and that kind of thing. I want something now. So I did order it, and it's pretty soft. It's not bad. She said that the pattern calls for 500 grams, and I wanted to make sure and certain that I had enough. I did not want to have to order twice. So this should be enough. The lady who designed it, she looks really tall in her videos. She also looks like she has very long arms, and I'm 5'4", and I'm not sure that I would be as long as her and would need it the length that she has it. I started it last night and I haven't gotten very far, but oh my gosh, I can't wait. I just can't wait to make this sweater. So this is the beginning. That's how you start. So it's just a 2-panel shirt. And then when I started looking at this top, and after I bought it, then I went down the 2-panel top rabbit hole. There are so many beautiful tops I want to make that just have 2 panels, and maybe I'll make a video about that. I want to, but I'm having a hard time narrowing it down to the tops that I want to make because there's just too many to choose from. I'm still struggling with my studio. What I do have is a small office, and I'm really ready to convert that into a yarn room or a craft room, or I envision it kind of like a little den. I would like to have a little love seat in there. It's very small, but I could fit a love seat. I have an enormous desk in there right now, and I want to take that out completely, and that will free up so much space, but still it's a small room. So I want to get some more shelves and make my yarn wall and have a small standing desk, which I do have a small standing desk that I can use in there. I have to have some sort of desk. I just need to get rid of that big, enormous one. And I'm curious, is that something you would want to come along for, or would you like to see the before? Because I do not have an after yet. I would like some input, but I need some engagement. I need to know that you're there and you're watching and you're listening and you want to engage with me before I go to all that trouble of filming it. And I just don't want to put it out there and then no one has a comment. So is that something you would like to do and like to come along with me for? I could really use the input and really use some help because I'm struggling. I'm struggling hard at trying to figure out what to do. If you've watched my videos and you know, I am in a different location almost every time. I have been on my back deck. I've been down at the pool. I've been at the beach condo. I've been here on the sofa. I've been on the other sofa. I've been on our front porch. I've just like, I feel like I have to reinvent the wheel every time I film because I don't have a spot where the lighting is just right. And I have to go, you know, find my microphone, find my phone, get the phone stand, get the camera stand, and get the tripod, and I have to go get all the lights and put the lighting up and make sure everything is just right. And I honestly do feel like I have to reinvent the wheel every time I want to record, which also makes my recording and my posting inconsistent. And I would like to be more consistent where I'm getting out 1 or 2 videos on the same day of every week and just have more of a system in place. So that's driving me a little crazy right now. I really think having my studio fixed and in place and having my tripods and my lights always in the same place, always at the same time, I could just sit down, pop it on, turn it on, and go and record. So that is something I'm really struggling with. If you have any advice or feedback for me on that, I would really like to know. And I want to talk to you about yarn for a minute. I take for granted that anyone can get any kind of yarn that they want at any time, at least here in the United States and also in the UK. But what I have learned recently from watching Deb from Coastal Crochet UK, she did a really cute series when she traveled to the United States to go on a cruise recently. From yarn to sea, come crochet with me at Coastal Crochet. About visiting all of the yarn stores, and the yarn stores she visited were, you know, the basic ones that we frequent where I do get my yarn. So Hobby Lobby, Michael's, and she went to Walmart, and I think she went to Target, although, you know, we know that you can't find yarn at Target. She didn't know that, and she looked at Target. When she did find such a big selection at Hobby Lobby and Michael's, what a lot of us consider, a lot of us Americans consider not a great selection, was a really great selection to her, and it made me appreciate what we have access to much more. I didn't realize that they didn't have those type of stores in the UK. I really didn't. I've been to Europe, but I haven't been to England, Ireland, Scotland. I haven't been to those countries. But I took for granted that they had access to all the yarn that we do, and they don't. So, and I'm not even sure they can get it shipped. I know we can get things shipped from Hobie and other places, which is cool, but you know, it was just really sweet and endearing to see her get so excited about those yarns.
Oh, I found it. Oh my God. Guys. Oh my God. Oh my God. My heart is like pounding out my chest. Karen Macchiato cake. Oh, these colours. Karen baby cake. Oh my God. Oh, loops and threads. Oh my God, this is what it's all about. I'm sorry if you're in America and this is like your everyday view, but to somebody coming over from the UK to see this amount of yarn in one place is amazing.
And I suggest you go and watch those if you haven't. Those videos are really cute and really good. And if you need some encouragement and need to feel a new appreciation for what you have here in the United States, if you're here in the US, that is a really cute video to watch. And I appreciate Deb taking the time to share that experience with us. It was really sweet and something I have really enjoyed watching, and I think you will too. Those videos were posted about a month ago, so you might have to go back just a few of her videos to find those, but they're worth watching, a lot of fun. And that's about it for Summer and I today. Next time I see you, and I hope that's really soon, I hope that I have this top either finished or really far along. I'm excited about it. It's just one of those things, you know, you get one of those projects in your brain that's just stuck and you just are not satisfied until it happens. That's where I was with that. So it feels really good to be getting that out of my system and actually be working on it. So I just want to go and get it done. If you made it this far, leave me a little puppy paw in the comment section. But also, tell me where you're from. Tell me what you're making. Tell me a little bit about yourself. I would love to hear from you. And until next time, remember, my friends, let your light shine and always stay chic. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Chic, chic crochet.